morning, gentlemen, ladies. I regret being thrust upon you in this manner, and I hope you shall not find our company objectionable, but I trust we shall not be among you long. You see, the Inquisition...
Mine! Enough! Noise! Trouble! Fights! Kill each other if you must, but for God's sake. Do it quietly. Who are you, eh? Speak up.
Cervantes. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
A gentleman.
It's never kept us from going to bed hungry.
And that?
Oh, my servant. May I have the honor?
They call me the governor. What's your game?
My game.
Your specialty, man. Cutpurse? Highwayman?
No, nothing so interesting. I'm a poet.
They're putting men in prison for that?
No, not for that.
Too bad.
All right, then let's get on with the trial.
Excuse me, what trial?
Why, yours, of course.
But what have I done?
We'll find something.
You don't seem to understand.
I guess no one enters or leaves this prison without being tried by his fellow prisoners.
And if I'm found guilty?
Oh, you will be.
What sort of sentence?
Generally fine a prisoner. All of his possessions.
All of them.
They're practical to take more.
Wait. 1 moment. These things are my livelihood.
I thought you said you were a peasant.
Of the theater.
False!
Costumes and properties. You see, I'm also an actor. No, not that. Please, not that.
Heavy. Valuable.
Only to me.
Oh, well, we might let you ransom it.
I have no money.
Oh, unfortunate. Paper?
A manuscript.
Still worthless.
Wait, 1 moment. You spoke of a trial. By your own words, I must be given a proper trial.
Oh, very well. I hereby declare this court in session. Now then, what are you here for?
Well, I am to appear before the Inquisition.
Heresy.
Not exactly. You see, I was also employed by the government as a tax collector.
Oh, actor? Tax collector?
It's a temporary thing to keep us from starvation.
How does a tax collector get in trouble with the Inquisition?
Well, I made an assessment against the monastery of LaMancha, and when they refused to pay, I issued a lien against their property.
Why is he here?
He foreclosed on a church.
They still have empty rooms in their heads.
No. You see, the law says treat everyone equally. We only obeyed the law.
Governor, if you don't mind, I should like to prosecute this case.
Why?
Let's just say I dislike stupidity, especially when it masquerades as a virtue. Miguel de Cervantes, I charge you with being an idealist, a bad poet, and an honest man. How plead you?
Guilty.
Bravo! It is the judgment of
Oh, wait,
the
Your
court.
Excellency, what about my defense?
But you just pleaded guilty.
Well, yes, since the court has I've admitted my guilt, isn't the court required to hear me out?
For what purpose?
The jury may choose to be lenient.
He's only trying to gain time.
Do you have any scarcity of that?
Any, urgent appointments?
Very well, then. It is true I am guilty of these charges. An idealist. I've never had the courage to believe in nothing. A bad poet. That comes a bit more painful.
Let's hear your defense.
Your Excellency, if you have no objection, I would like to present it in the manner I know best, in the form of a charade. An entertainment.
Entertainment?
At worst, it may beguile your time, and if any of you should care to enter in...
Governor, I should like to protest.
Let's hear him out.
Then may I set the stage? I shall impersonate a man. Come, enter into my imagination and see him. His name, Alonso Quijana, a country squire no longer young, bony, hollow-faced, eyes that burn with the fire of inner vision. Being retired, he has much time for books. He studies them from morn till night, and often through the night as well. and all he reads oppresses him, fills him with indignation at man's murderous ways towards man. He broods, and broods, and broods, and finally, after so much brooding, his brains dry up. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the strangest project ever imagined, to become knight-errant and sally forth into the world to right all wrongs. No longer shall he be played Alonso Quijana, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de LaMancha! Hear me now, O the bleak and unbearable world, thou art base and debauched as can be. And the knight, with his banners so bravely unfurled, now hurls down his gauntlet to thee. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, my destiny calls and I go. And oh, while the wings of fortune will carry me onward, oh, whithersoever they blow. Whithersoever they blow. Onward to glory I go. And serpents of sin, my dastardly doings are past. For the holy endeavor is now to begin, and virtue shall triumph at last. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of La Mancha, my destiny calls. Sancho, how dost thou like adventuring?
Oh, marvelous, your grace! But it is peculiar to me that this great highway of glory looks exactly like the Hotel Toboso, where you can buy chickens for cheap.
Like beauty, my friend, is all in the eye of the beholder. Only wait, and thou shalt see amazing sights.
What kind?
Why, knights, nations, wizards, warlocks, a cavalcade of vast unending armies.
They sound dangerous.
They are dangerous, but one there will be who leads them, and he is the most dangerous of them all.
Well, who is he, who?
The great enchanter. Beware him, Sancho, for his thoughts are cold, his soul is shriveled, his eyes are like little machines, and where he walks, the earth is blighted. One day we shall meet face to face, and on that day...
Well, your grace, I wouldn't get upset. As I always say, have patience and shuffle the cards.
Do you ever run out of proverbs?
No, your grace, I was born with a belly full of them.
Ha 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 ha!
What is it?
How long since we sallied forth?
About 2 minutes.
So soon shall I engage in brave, unequal combat.
Combat where?
Canst thou see? There below a monstrous giant of infamous repute.
What giant?
It is that dark and dreaded ogre by the name of Matagoga. You can tell him by the 4 great arms a whirling on his back.
Yes, but where?
feckless giant standing there. Avast, avant, on guard, beware!
Work on my wife's little black mustache. That's not a giant. It's only a... Didn't I tell you, Your Grace? Didn't I say it's a windmill?
The work of my enemy.
The enchanter?
At the last moment, he turned that giant into a windmill. Sancho, it comes to me
What, Your Grace?
how he was able to defeat me. It is because I have never actually been dubbed a knight.
That's no problem. Just tell me how it's done and I'll be glad to attend to it.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend, but it may only be done by another knight.
That's the problem. I've never seen another knight before.
Well, the lord of some castle may do, or a king, or even a duke.
Very well, Your Grace. I'll keep an eye out for any king or duke as we go. Oh, by the way, does Your Grace know where we're going?
Wherever the road may lead.
What now?
The very place.
Where?
There.
If Your Grace would just give me a hint.
There, in the distance, a castle.
Castle.
Rock-bound amidst the crags.
Crags?
And the banners. Oh, the brave banners flaunting in the wind.
Anything on them?
I see a cat crouching on a field tawny, and beneath it, the inscription, meow. Undoubtedly the insignia of some great lord.
Very well, Your Grace. This is probably where you can get yourself drubbed.
Dubbed.
Dubbed.
Blow thy bugle that a dwarf may mount the battlements and announce our forthcoming.
But I don't see a castle. I see something. Maybe it's an inn.
An inn.
We better pass by, Your Grace. These roadside places are full of rough men and women.
Come, we shall ride straight towards yon castle, and there thy vision may improve. And here is an example to how the untrained eye one thing may seem another. To Don Quixote, a castle. To Sancho, an inn. To someone else, whatever his eye may make of it. But for the sake of argument, let us grant Sancho his vision, an inn. Ah, yes, a kindly innkeeper. His less kindly wife. Rough men, muleteers, 15 miles on the road today. And in particular, a woman. Called Aldonza.
Do you want it on the table or on your lousy heads? There, swine. Feed.
I brought you something.
Keep it till it grows up. Little dogs have big ideas.
Tonight.
Payment in advance.
Oh, Donta, sweetheart. Come here.
Talk with your mouth, not with your hands.
I got a nice, thick, but it ain't as stable.
Good. Eat it.
You refuse, Pedro?
Try me.
My mules aren't this stubborn!
Fine, then make love to your mule.
Ah! I come for love. I come for love. I come to Lotunda for love.
One pair of eyes is like another. I don't know why or who's to blame. I'll go with you or with your brother. It's all the choose to give. One pair of arms seems like another. It's all the same. It's all the
Aiming for delivery? She won't deliver. She'll deliver.
Well, gentlemen, is everything in order?
Did you feed the mules?
They're eating as well as you.
God forbid.
Oh, he jokes. It's well known I set the finest table between my bread and my...
What in the name of?
Oh, it's the pig butcher. We didn't expect him until tomorrow. Come in, Senor Butcher, come in.
He's the lord of the castle at hand. I say he's the Castellano here.
I am in charge of this place.
We waited, sire, for a dwarf to mount the battlements and announce us, but none appeared.
The dwarves are all busy.
Noble lords and ladies, my master Don Quixote, knight-errant and defender of the right and pursuer of lofty undertaking, implores the boon of hospitality.
Well, sir, is it granted?
Absolutely. This inn, this castle, it is open to everybody.
He's a madman.
Madmen are the children of God. Sir Knight, you must be hungry.
Aye, that I am.
Well, there's food aplenty, and for your squire as well. I'll just help him stable your animals.
Noble knights, fair chatelaine, if there be any among you who require assistance, you have but to speak, and my good right arm be at your service. Whether it be a princess under enchantment, an army besieged and awaiting rescue, or perhaps... Dear God. Sweet lady, fair virgin, I dare not gaze upon thy countenance, lest I be blinded by beauty, but I implore thee, speak once thy name.
Aldonza.
My lady jests.
Aldonza.
The name of a kitchen scullion, or perhaps my lady serving maid.
I told you my name. Now get out of my way.
My lady think to put me to a test. Ah, sweet sovereign of my captive heart, I have to read thee too long. Never seen thee nor touched thee, but known thee with all of my heart. Half a prayer, half a song. Thou hast always been with me, though we have been always apart. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea, and thy name is like a prayer an angel whispers. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, if I reach out to thee, do not tremble and shrink from the touch of my hand on thy hair. Let my fingers but see thou art warm and alive, and no phantom to fade in the air. Dulcinea, Dulcinea, I have sought thee, sung thee, dreamed thee, Dulcinea. No, I found thee, and the words
Dulcinea, Dulcinea. I see heaven when I see thee, Dulcinea, and thy name is like a prayer.
But this is my defense.
The most curious I've ever heard.
But if it entertains...
The word is diverts. I believe your purpose is to divert us from ours.
Precisely. And now if I may get on with it.
Continue your defense.
Imagine now the family of our brave knight, not the noble lords and ladies and retainers of Don Quixote de la Mancha, but the simple women folk of a country squire known as Alonso Quijana. Imagine their shock as news of the master's madness reaches them, to his niece, Antonia. Who is worried about its effect on her forthcoming marriage. To the housekeeper, who is worried about even darker matters. To the local padre, who has known Alonso all his life. And shortly there will appear on the scene a man whose philosophy I believe will appeal enormously to you. Anguished by this terrible situation and not unaware of what the neighbors may think, they hurry to the neighborhood church. Sancho, may we have the church? To seek help and advice from the local padre. Now, despite the trouble that the master's madness may bring upon her head, you may be sure that she is only thinking of him.
him. They're only thinking of him. How safely is their plaintive plea? They're only thinking of him. What a comfort to be sure that the motives are secure as they go thinking and worrying about him.
And now there appears on the scene a man of breeding, intelligence, logic. He is Dr. Sanson Carrasco, Antonia's fiancé, a Bachelor of Science, graduate of the University of LaMancha, a man who carries his own self-importance as though afraid of breaking it. I'd forgotten how quickly family quarrels can get out of hand. With so much at stake, let us rearrange the pieces. The queen, clever. The castle, formidable. The bishop, charmingly diagonal. And now the problem of the night.
Sanson, have you heard?
On my way here, I was informed by at least 10 people. My dear, I'm afraid your uncle is the laughingstock of the entire neighborhood. Padre, what do you know of this?
Only that the good Signor Quijana has been carried away by his imagination.
Ah, Signor Quijana has lost his mind and is suffering from delusion.
Is there a difference?
Exactitude of meaning. I beg to remind you, Padre, that I am a doctor.
Please don't argue. We must do something about him.
I'm a little more concerned about us.
What do you mean?
Our marriage, my dear? There is a certain embarrassment at having a madman in the family. Why, in the eyes of others,
Oh, come, doctor.
I do not relish claiming a lunatic as uncle.
The innocent must pay for the sins of the guilty.
Guilty of what? A gentle delusion.
And how do you know that it is gentle? By now, who knows what violence he has committed? He was armed?
With sword and lance.
Samson, I had such high hopes for us. For you, really. Everything was to be for you. My uncle's house, his lands.
Well, true, doctor. In time, they would all be yours. After all, if one is to serve science, one must have the means.
Are you priest or pawnbroker?
What I meant was, consider the challenge.
Challenge?
Think what cleverness it would take to wean this man from madness, to turn him from his course and persuade him to return home.
That is a challenge.
Impossible.
Can't have gone far.
No more than a day's journey.
Get ready, Padre. We shall go after him. But as we go, there is one thing that I want the world to know.
I feel the pain that once again you will hear very often refrain. He's only thinking of me. He's only thinking of me.
Whatever I do or say, I
He's
will
only thinking of me.
in my body is its well known. It's not what it's about. I'm only thinking and worrying about him.
Let us now return to the inn, to the kitchen of the inn, the kitchen ladies, if you please. Ah, yes, yesterday's onion stew, chicken tripes with peppers. Now, as you all may know, it is imperative that a knight should have a lady, for a knight without a lady is like a body without a soul. To whom would he dedicate his conquests? What vision sustains him as he sallies forth to do battle with ogres and giants? Don Quixote, having found his lady, sends his faithful squire to her with a missive.
Missive. What's a missive?
A sort of letter. My master warned me only to give it into your hand.
Well, let's see it. I can't read.
Neither can I. But my master, foreseeing such a possibility, recited it to me so I could commit it to heart.
What made him think I couldn't read?
Well, as he explained it, noble women are busy with their needlework.
Needlework?
Embroidering banners for their knights. They had no time for study.
Well, what does it say?
Most lovely sovereign and high-born lady, the heart of this thy vessel night takes for thy favor. O fairest of the fair, purest of the pure, incomparable Dulcinea.
That again. Why does he call me that? My name is Aldonza.
My master calls you Dulcinea.
Why?
I don't know, but I can tell you from experience, the knights have their own language for everything, and it's better not to ask any questions, because it only gets you in trouble. I beg thee grant that I may kiss the nethermost hem of thy garment.
Kiss my what?
If you keep interrupting, the whole thing will be out of my head.
What does he want?
I'm getting to it. And send to me a token of thy fair esteem, that I may carry as a standard into battle.
What kind of a token?
He says generally a silken scarf.
Your master's a crack brain.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Well, they say one madman makes 100 and love makes 1,000.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
You're crazy too. What are you waiting for?
The token?
Oh, hang on. I'll give him a token. Here.
But my lady, like... My lady?
Don't you, my lady, me too, or I will crack you like an egg. Wait a minute. Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. Why do you follow him?
Oh, that's easy to explain.
Why?
Why? I'm telling you because I like him. I really like him. Tear out my fingernails one by one. I like him. I don't have a very good reason. Since I've been with the cuckoo nuts have been in season. But there's nothing I can do. Shut me up for against you. Still I yell to the sky, though I can't tell you why that I like him.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's because you're not a squire.
All right, I'm not a squire, so how does a squire squire?
Well, I ride behind him and he fights. Boom, boom, roar! Then I pick him up off the ground.
What do you get out of it?
Well, already I've gotten...
You've got nothing, so why do you do it? Huh?
I like him. I really like him. Pluck me naked as a scalded chicken. I like him. Don't ask me for why or wherefore. 'Cause I don't have a single good because or therefore. You can barbecue my nose. Make a giblet of my toe. Make me freeze, make me fry, make me die, make me cry. Till I yell to the sky, so I can't tell you why that I like
Why does he do the things he does? Why does he do these things? Why does he march through that dream that he's in, covered with glory and rusty old tin? Why does he live in a world that can't be? And what does he want of me? What does he want of me? Why does he say the things he says? Why does he say these things? Sweet Dulcinea and missive and such, nethermost hem of thy garment I touch. No one can be what he wants me to be. Oh, what does he want of me? What does he want of me? Doesn't he know he'll be laughed at wherever Why does he batter at walls that won't break? Why does he give when it's natural to take? Where does he see all the good that he sees? And what does he want of me? What does he want of me?
Little bird in the cinnamon tree. Little bird, do you sing for me? Do you bring me word of one I know? Little bird, I have to know. Little bird, and tell her so. Little bird, beneath this tree, this cinnamon tree, we have learned to love. We have learned to cry. And here we met, and here we kissed, and here one cold and moonless night we said goodbye. Little bird, oh, have pity on me. Bring her back to me now. 'Neath the cinnamon tree. I have waited too long without a song. Little bird, please fly, please go. Little bird, and tell her so. Little bird.
I spit in the milk of your little bird.
What's this?
Give it back!
It's a letter.
That's how stupid you are. It's a missive.
Missive? Who reads?
Give it back! Ah, son of a whore!
Most lovely sovereign highborn lady. It's a love letter.
It's a stupid joke.
Then why so hot about it?
Has he touched your heart?
Nobody touches my heart.
Why so hot about it? All these fine words.
Fine words. He's a man, isn't he? All right, he wants what every other man wants.
Donza?
Later, when I'm finished in the kitchen.
I confess I shall not know what to say to him.
In that case, leave it to me.
Well, in any case, we have failed. He may not even know us.
I am prepared for that contingency. Should he fail to...
Who is it that crieth help of Don Quixote de la Mancha? Is there a castle beleaguered by giants, an army besieged and awaiting rescue, or perhaps... What is this? My friends!
You know us?
Should a man not know his own friends, Dr. Carrasco and Padre Perez?
Ah, Senor Quijana.
I should prefer that you address me by my proper name. I am Don Quixote, knight errant of La Mancha.
Senor Quijana.
Don Quixote.
There are no giants. No kings under enchantment. No chivalry. No knights. There have been no knights for 300 years.
So learned and yet so misinformed.
These are facts.
Facts are the very enemy of truth.
Your Grace.
Well, did she receive thee? Most fortunate of squires, and the token. What of the token? Gossamer. Forgive me. I am overcome.
It is from his lady.
Ah, so there's a woman.
A lady! The Lady Dulcinea. She is the very meaning of woman, and all meaning woman has to man.
To each his Dulcinea.
Your friends have departed?
Sir Castellano!
What's this?
I would like to make a confession.
To me?
I would confess that I have never actually been dubbed a knight.
Oh, that's bad.
And yet I am well qualified. I am bold, generous, affable, and patient.
Yes, that's the list.
Therefore I would beg a boon of thee.
Anything within reason.
Tonight I would hold vigil in the chapel of thy castle and receive from thee at dawn the ennobling stroke of knighthood.
There's only one problem. No chapel.
What?
I mean, the chapel is under repair. But if you wouldn't mind holding your vigil someplace else.
Here in the courtyard, under the stars.
Fine. And in the morning I will dub thee a knight.
I thank thee.
And now, Sir Knight, will you have some supper?
Supper before a vigil? No, tonight I shall fast and compose my spirit.
There is either the wisest madman or the maddest wise man in the world.
Oh, he is quite mad.
Well, in any case, we have failed.
Oh, not necessarily. Now we know the sickness. We must find the cure.
The cure. May it not be worse than the disease. To each his Dulcinea, that he alone can name. To each a secret hiding place where he can find the haunting face to light his secret flame. For with his Dulcinea beside him so to stand, a man can do quite anything, outfly the bird upon the wing, hold moonlight in his hand. Yet if you build your life on dreams, it's prudent to recall a man with moonlight in his hand holds nothing there at all. There is no Dulcinea, she's made of flame and air, and yet how lovely life would seem if every man could weave a dream to keep him from despair. To each his Dulcinea, though he's not but fame and
Now I must consider how sages of the future shall describe this historic night. Long after the sun had retired to its couch, darkening the gates and balconies of LaMancha, Don Quixote, with measured tread and lofty expression, held vigil in the courtyard of a mighty castle. O maker of empty boasts, on this night of all nights gave way to vanity. Nay, Don Quixote, take a deep breath of life and consider how it should be lived. Call nothing thy own except thy soul. Love not what thou art, but only what thou may become. Do not pursue pleasure, for thou might only have the misfortune of overtaking it. Look always forward, In last year's nest there are no birds this year. Be just to all men. Be courteous to all women. Live in the vision of the one for whom great deeds are done. She is called Dulcinea.
Why do you call me that?
My
Get
lady.
up from there! Why do you call me by that name?
Because it is thine.
My name is Aldonza.
I know thee, lady.
My name is Aldonza, and I think you know me not.
All my years I have known thee, thy virtue, thy nobility of spirit.
Take another look.
I have already seen thee with my heart.
Your heart doesn't know very much about women.
Well, it knows all, lady. A woman is the very soul of man, the radiance that lights his way. A woman is glory.
What do you want from me?
Nothing.
Liar!
I deserve the rebuke. I ask of my
now
lady
we get to it.
that I may be allowed to serve her, that I may keep her in my heart, that I may dedicate each victory to her and call upon her in defeat. And if at last I give my life, I give it all in the sacred name of Dulcinea.
I must go. Pedro's waiting. Why do you do these things?
Well, what things?
These ridiculous! These things you do.
I hope to add some measure of grace to the world.
The world is a dung heap, and we are all just maggots that crawl on it.
My lady knows better in her heart.
What's in my heart will get me halfway to hell, and you, Senor Don Quixote, you will take such a beating.
Whether I win or lose does not matter.
What does?
Only that I follow the quest.
That's for your quest. What does that mean? Quest.
It is the mission of each true knight. His duty. Nay, his privilege. To win the impossible to be. To fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try, though your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable side. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for the heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I lay to my rest. And the world be better for it. That one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable soul. purity. I see the woman each man holds secret in his heart. Dulcinea.
Keep me waiting, will you?
I wasn't.
My lady, my princess, my little flower.
Monster!
Stay back!
Thou would strike a woman!
Stay back, I'll break your empty head!
O heart of flint and barrels of cork! Now shall I chastise thee!
Dear Grace!
Victory!
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 Oh, what's all the noise? Oh, what dreadful thing?
What glorious thing!
Sir Castellano, I will inform thee that the right has triumphed.
Your Grace, are you hurt?
Oh no, Sancho, a little weakness, temporary and of no.
Oh, he is hurt! Is it? The madman! I knew it!
Fetch bandages. Hurry, Maria.
Oh, poor warrior. A poor lunatic.
Go back to bed, Maria.
I warned you what would happen!
Go.
To bed.
He's coming around.
Might I always awake to such a vision?
Careful now.
We routed them, did we?
That bunch will be walking bow-legged for a week.
My lady, it is not seemly to gloat over the fallen.
Let 'em rot in hell.
Please. I am a tame and peaceful man. Please, Sir Knight. I don't mean to be inhospitable, but I must ask you to leave as soon as you are able.
I am sorry to have offended the dignity of thy castle, and will depart with daylight. But first I must remind thee of thy promise.
Promise.
True, it is not yet done, but I have kept vigil and proven myself in combat. Therefore, I beg that thou dub me a knight.
Oh, certain.
Wilt be good enough to fetch my
Let's
sword?
get it over.
My lady, I cannot tell you how joyful I am that this should take place in thy presence.
Are you ready?
I am.
Very well then. Kneel. Don Quixote de la Mancha, I hereby dub thee knight.
Your lordship,
What's the matter? Didn't I do it right?
if your lordship could make some mention of the deeds I have done to earn this honor.
Oh, sorry. Don Quixote de la Mancha, having proved yourself this day in glorious and terrible combat, and by my authority as lord of this castle, I hereby dub thee knight.
Your lordship,
Something else.
it is customary that the new knight should be given an added name. If your lordship could devise such a name for me,
Knight of the woeful countenance. Hail, Knight of the woeful countenance, Knight of the woeful countenance. Wherever you go, people will know of the glorious deed of the Knight of the woeful countenance. Farewell and good cheer, oh my brave cavalier, ride onward to glorious fight. I swear when you're gone, I'll remember you well for all of the rest of my life. Hail, Knight of the Rose. face to the foe. They will quail at the sight of the knight of the road for countenance. Oh, valorous knight, tell and fight for the right. And that is what did and that is. But oh, if you do, what will happen to you? Thank God I won't be there to see. Hail, knight of the noble countenance, knight of the woe, countenance. Wherever you go, people will know of the glorious deed of the knight of the woe, countenance.
I thank thee.
And now, Sir Knight, I am going to bed, and I advise you to do so.
Knight of the woeful countenance.
It's a beautiful name.
Come, you Grace, let's get you to bed.
Oh no, not yet. I first owe something to my enemies.
That account's been paid.
No, my lady, I must raise them up and minister to their wounds.
You must... What?
Nobility demands.
It does?
Yes, therefore I shall be taking...
I'll take them.
But
I'll minister. They were my enemies, too.
blessed. Blessed.
Come, you Grace.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm ministering to your wounds.
Going to what?
Nobility demands. Now roll over, you poxy.
Ah, Sancho, how I do envy my enemies. Well, to think they know the healing touch of my lady Dulcinea. Let this be proof to you, Sancho. Virtue triumphs, nobility always prevails. And now, in this moment, I do confirm my oath and my knighthood. For my life, I do swear to be the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go. That sound.
The men of the Inquisition.
What does it mean?
They're coming to fetch him one.
They'll haul him off. Put the question to him. Next thing he knows, he's burning.
Are they coming for me?
Oh, very possibly, Cervantes. Are you afraid? Where's your courage now? Or is that in your imagination too? No escape, Cervantes. This is happening. And not to your brave man of La Mancha, but to you. Go ahead. Call on him. Let him shield you. Let him save you if he can. From that.
No! You don't understand! No! I believe, please, please!
Better?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Now you can get on with your defense.
If I might just rest for a moment.
This place, La Mancha. What's it like?
An empty place. Great wide plains.
A desert.
A wasteland.
Which apparently grows lunatics.
I would say rather men of illusion.
Oh, much the same. Why is it you poets are so fascinated with Batman?
I suppose we have much in common.
Yeah, you both turn your backs on life.
We both choose from life what pleases us.
A man must come to terms with life as it is.
My friend, I have lived almost 50 years, and I have seen life as it is. Misery, hunger, cruelty beyond belief. I have heard the singings from the taverns and the moans from bundles of filth on the streets. I have been a soldier and seen my comrades die in battle or fall more slowly under the lash in Africa. These were men who saw life as it is, yet they died despairing. No glory, no gallant last words, only their eyes filled with confusion, whimpering the question why. I do not think they asked why they were dying, but rather why they had lived. When life itself seems lunatic, who knows where madness lies? Perhaps to be practical is madness, to seek treasure where there is only trash, and maddest of all, to see life as it is, and not as it ought to be. I am my Don Quixote, the Lord of LaMancha, destroyer the people empire. I will march to the sounds of the trumpets of glory, forever to conquer or die.
I don't understand.
What, my friend?
Why are you so cheerful? First you find your lady, then you lose her.
Oh, never lost.
Well, she ran off with those mule drivers.
Undoubtedly with some high purpose.
High purpose with those low characters.
Sancho, always thine eyes see evil in preference to good.
There's no use in blaming my eye. It doesn't make the world, it only sees it. Anyway, there's something my eye sees truly enough. Gypsies. Moors. Let's make a wide track around them for their scurry lot. And your grace can't deny that.
There thou hast fallen into the trap of thy peasant mind again. Have I not taught thee that appearance is not reality?
They're not thieves and murderers?
Sancho, never condemn before thou knowest. You see, a young innocent approaches. Charming, utterly charming.
But she's a trollop, and he's nothing but
Have done with these foul suspicions. Does not understand their language. These two are brother and sister, offspring of the noble African Lord City Ben Molly.
Brother and sister?
Sweet maiden, what wilt thou?
I think I know what she will.
She wishes me to feel the beating of her heart, and such is her innocence, she does not even know where it is.
Or even how many she has.
Much as I surmised.
What's she saying?
A most grievous tale. It seems that the noble African Lord Sidi Ben Molly has been taken captive, and even now lies in durance vile, deep in a dungeon, not 5 leagues from here. These, his family and retainers, travel the countryside in hopes of earning a ransom. Sir Sancho, in this quaint custom, they ask that I make a contribution to their cause.
Don't do it.
Thou wouldst ignore a fellow knight in jeopardy. Dear sweet maiden, with all my heart. Shame on thee for a small-minded peasant. Shame on thee for a reluctant Christian. Shame on thee, Sancho. Multiple shame. Ah, Sancho, I knew it. I knew thy heart was good. How inspiring is the gratitude! Let us join then! Aha!
Butcher, don't you remember? We expected him yesterday. No, not again!
What?
This place is closed.
Thou wouldst ignore a fellow knight in jeopardy.
Oh, I hate to, but...
And to one dubbed by thy own hand.
It doesn't seem right.
Not by any rule of chivalry.
More
thou harp on it?
They stole everything we had!
Why don't you declare a truce?
And allow wickedness to flourish?
Well, I'm afraid wickedness wears a thick armor.
And for that wouldst thou have me stop trying? Nay, let a man fall 10,000 times, still he must rise again to do battle. The enchanter may confuse the outcome, but the effort remains sublime.
Lies. Madness and lies.
Alfonso, what happened?
Ask him.
Maria! Maria!
I shall punish them that did this crime.
Crime. You know the worst crime of them all. Being born. For that you pay your entire life. Enough of that! Get thyself to a madhouse. Rave about nobility where no one can hear you.
My lady.
I am not your lady. I am not any kind of a lady. I was caught in a ditch by a mother who left me naked and cold and too hungry to cry. I never blamed her, I'm sure she left hoping that I'd have the good sense to die. Then of course there's my father. I'm told that young ladies can point to their fathers with maid and pride. Mine was some regiment here for an hour. I can't even tell you which side. So of course I came and befitted my delicate birth, a most casual bride of the murdering scum of the earth.
And still thou art my
And
lady.
still he torments me. Lady, how can I be a lady? For a lady has modest and maidenly airs, and of virtue I somehow suspect that I lack. It's hard to remember these maidenly airs in a stable laid flat on your back. Won't you look at me, look at me, God, won't you look at me, look at the kitchen slut reeking of sweat, born on a dung heap to die on a dung heap. Strumpet me and forget. If you feel that you see me not quite at my virginal best, cross my tongue with a comb, and I'll willingly show you the rest.
Thou art my lady Dulcinea.
Take the clouds from your eyes and see for what I really am. Show me the sky, but what God is the sky to a creature who never knew a better than crawl? Of all the cruel bastards who battered and battered me, you are the least of all. And you see what your gentle insanities do to me. Rob me of anger and leave me in despair. Blows and abuse I can take, and you and tenderness I cannot bear. So please torture me now when you're sweet Dulcinea no more. I am no one, I'm nothing.
Is there one here who calls himself Don Quixote de LaMancha? If there is, and he be not afraid to look upon me, let him stand forth.
I am Don Quixote, knight of the woeful countenance.
Now hear me, thou charlatan. Thou art no knight, but a foolish pretender. Thy pretense, a child's mockery. Thy principles, dirt beneath my feet.
Oh, false knight, discourteous! Before I chastise thee, tell me thy name.
Thou shalt hear it in due course.
Then say why thou seekest me out.
Thou called upon me, Don Quixote. Thou reviled me and threatened.
Enchanter, behold, at thy feet, the gate of battle!
Master, no! Hold! Thou ask my name, Don Quixote. But first, what rules shall we fight upon?
Choose thine own.
Ah, very well. If thou art beaten, thy freedom is forfeit, and thou shalt obey my every command. And thy conditions?
If thou art still alive, thou shalt kneel and beg mercy of my lady Dulcinea.
Where shall I find this lady?
There she stands.
Thy lady is an alley cat.
Monster, defend thyself!
Now hold! My name, as you asked for, is the Knight of the Mirrors. Look, Don Quixote. Look into the mirror of reality and behold things as they truly are. Look, what dost thou see, Don Quixote? A gallant knight? Not but an aging fool. Look, dost thou see him? A madman dressed for a masquerade. Look, see him as he truly is. See the clown. Drown, Don Quixote. Drown! Drown in the mirror. Go deep, deep. This masquerade is ended. Confess. Thy lady is a trollop, and thy dream, the nightmare of a tortured mind.
I am Don Quixote, knight of the woeful countenance, and my lady is the lady Dulcinea. I am Don Quixote, knight of the woeful countenance, and my lady...
It is done.
Your Grace, it is only Dr. Carrasco. It is only Samson Carrasco.
Forgive me, Senor Quijano. It was the only way.
Cervantes! Cervantes! Prepare to be summoned!
By whom?
The judges of the Inquisition!
Captain, how soon?
Soon.
But not yet. Good. You'll have time to finish the story.
But the story is finished.
What?
At least as far as I know it.
I like the ending. I don't think the jury liked it either. Miguel de Cervantes, I'm afraid you failed. It is the judgment.
Wait!
For what?
If I might have just a little more time.
Oh, I'll grant it. But the Inquisition?
A few moments only. Let me improvise.
Can you do nothing? I'm afraid there'll be more need of my services than his. Where is he, I wonder? In what dark cavern of the mind?
According to recent theory,
Doctor, please.
don't you think I did right?
Yes, and there's the contradiction.
You again.
Now tell him to go away.
What harm can he do?
Your Reverence, can I speak with him?
I'm afraid he won't hear you.
Well, then I won't say much.
And no mention of knight-errantry.
Of course not. Does one speak of the rope in the house of the hanged? Oh, excuse me, Your Grace.
Your Grace.
Just a few words to lighten his heart. A little gossip, a little chat, a little idle talk of this and that. I'll tell him all the troubles I have had, and since he doesn't care, at least he won't feel bad. When I first got home, my wife Teresa beat me, but the blows fell very lightly on my back. She kept missing every other stroke and crying from the heart that while I was gone, she gone and lost the knack. Of course, I hit her back, Your Grace, but she hits a lot harder than I am. And you know what they say, whether the stone hits the pitcher or the pitcher hits the stone, it's gonna be bad for the pitcher. So I have bruises from here to here to here to here to here to here. A little gossip, a little chat, a little idle talk, this and that. If no one listens, then it's just as well. At least I won't get caught in any lies I tell. For the windmill in a fortnight, and the humbler joys get duller every day. Why when I was asleep, a dragon with this fiery tongue wagging, whispered, Sancho, won't you please come out and play?
No, that's how you know.
Oh, why? What did I do?
Listen, I warned you.
I didn't do anything. I was only trying to.
Friend,
Your Grace, did you say something?
you are a fat little bag stuffed with proverbs.
Uncle?
Good morning, Antonia. Or is it evening?
Alonso.
How are you feeling, Sam?
Not well, my friends.
Could you speak your name?
Should a man not know his own name?
Yes, if you could just speak it.
Alonso Quijano. Padre,
Here beside you.
I should like to make a will.
Of course.
Uncle?
Forgive me. When I close my eyes, I see a tall, white horse, and he beckons me. Mount.
No, Uncle. You will get well.
Why should a man get well when he is dying? It would be such a waste of good health. Padre,
Speak, my friend, and I shall write.
I, Alonso Quijano, with one foot in the stirrup and the agony of death upon me,
Don't admit anyone.
do by make the following disposition of my estate. To my niece Antonia, I bequeath the bulk of it, with certain personal effects which are as follows.
What is this?
Samson!
You had.
I tried to stop her. She threatened to.
Tear your eyes out.
Get out of here!
And if you threaten me again, I swear to God.
Get out of here!
Not before I see him.
I'm warning you, go quietly, or I shall...
Let be.
Senor Quijano.
In my house there will be courtesy. Come closer, girl. Now then, what is it you want?
Oh, you know me?
Should I?
I'm Aldonza.
I am sorry. I do not recall anyone by that name.
He knows. Please, my lord.
Why do you say my lord? I am not a lord.
You are my lord, Don Quixote.
Don Quixote. You must forgive me. I have been ill. I am confused by shadows. It is possible I knew you once, but I do not remember.
Come this way.
No! Please, you must remember.
Is it so important?
Everything. My whole life. You spoke to me and everything was different.
I spoke to you?
Yes, and you looked at me. And you called me by another name. Dulcinea.
I really must insist
Let's
that...
be. Then perhaps it was not a dream.
You spoke of a dream. And the quest.
Tell me the words.
The words? To dream the impossible dream. They're your own words, my lord. To fight the unbeatable foe, you must remember to bear with unbearable sorrow and to run where the brave dare not go, and
To right the unrightable wrong.
yes, that's it.
Love, pure and chaste from afar.
Yes.
To try, though your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star.
Thank you, my lord.
But this is not seemly of my lady, on thy knees to me.
My lord, you're not well.
Not well? What is sickness to the body of a knight errant? What matter wounds? For each time he falls, he must rise again and woe to the wicked. Sanjay! My armor, my soul!
More misadventure!
Adventure's old friend! The trumpets of glory now call me to ride. Yes, the trumpets are calling to me. And wherever I ride, ever staunch at my side, my squire, my lady shall be. I am by Don Quixote, the Lord of LaMancha, my destiny calls and I go. And the wild wings of fortune will carry us onward, for we the sons.
Master!
Whithersoever they blow, onward to glory. No! Go.
He is dead. My master is dead.
A man died. He seemed a good man enough, but I didn't know him.
But
Don Quixote is not dead. Believe it, Sancho. Believe.
Odonzo!
My name is Dulcinea.
Under authority of the Holy Office of the Inquisition, by reason of certain offenses committed against His Majesty's most Catholic Church, the following is summoned to give answer and submit his person for purification, if it be so ordered. Don Miguel de Cervantes.
A popular defendant am I, summoned by one court before I'm not quite finished with the next. Well, how says the jury?
I think I know what this contains. The history of your mad knight. Plead as well there as you did here, and you may not burn.
I have no intention of burning. Shall we go, old friend? Courage.
Cervantes, I think Don Quixote is brother to Don Miguel.
God help us. We are both men